Hello. Hi, everybody. This is James from Prague. Hello, and welcome to SoulCARE. And I'm a little bit late today. I'm sorry for the delay. I think you'll understand. I was doing my nice yoga the first time since the holidays, so it felt good, necessary. And then my landscaping partner came over, so I had to speak with her for a little bit. And I kept on looking at my phone, saying, "Oh, I gotta go now. I gotta go now." And one thing led to another. So I'm sorry. I'm here though. I'm here, and welcome, and I hope you're having a good new year, starting off well. Might start slow, but it'll take speed. And there's some astrologically some things going on here. Obviously, there are opportunities, but there are some squares with the planets. So a little intense energy coming in probably next week, and then the 20th will be another one, which is Inauguration Day too, by the way. So yeah, that's happening right there. But that's what's going on. Let's talk to you guys. I haven't seen you in so long. I'm gonna open the comments. Oh gosh, look, hello everybody. Hi Stacy and Kim and Shelly. I always thought the beginning feels like Romper Room. If you remember Romper Room, the early 60s, a lot of you weren't born yet, but this used to be the hostess used to look at the magnifying glass, look out to camera, say, Johnny and Mary. What's this doing here? Kim, Betty, hi. Hi Betty. Hi Bernice, Bonnie, how you doing? Tina and Joseph. Sandra. Wow, a lot of people. Sorry to keep you waiting, everybody. I love to see what today brings. Actually, every morning when I get from bed with Maisie, we start the day with saying, okay, I wonder what waits us today. So it's a good way to start the day. So what waits us today? You know, I find that when I put myself in observation mode every day, it's like I get up, but every second I get up, willing to like observe and to be the student and watch what's going on throughout the day, whether it's come down to seriously like lighting from the sun or the clouds or it's foggy or what the plants are like, what the doggies like, and I'll go to the shop and I'll be aware of the humans, and it's a very interesting time being in the same place for a long time, because for me I get even more sensitive than I've been, which is that would be a good thing. But it's really been interesting too. So I'm very much in an observation mode. So when people come to my house and service people, I'm very aware of the energy. I'm very aware of, because I haven't been out. It's like, so it's really interesting to see what this going. So I'm observing every day and non-judgment. I'm just observing everything. This is the way this person is at. It's fine. It's what they know. It's what they don't know, whatever. It is what it is. It's a better way of being. I'll tell you that. Just observing things. It's a better way of being. You know yourself better that way too. Okay, a lot to talk about. So let me ask, you have questions, you can ask me. I'm not doing mediumship readings here. I reserve that for the 22nd will be the next evening of spirit, and I'll do this, we're changing things up a bit, so we'll have many more messages. We're gonna take them shorter, but more people. So I think that's what we want. So we're still working on this whole Zoom thing here with the demonstrations, but so far so good, we're doing pretty well. And I've been doing some demonstrations with the lovely lady by the name of Janet Havoc from Journey Within Church in New Jersey. And I'm going to be doing classes there. They asked me to do some classes, so I'm going to do mediumship classes for those who are mediums, those who are beginning mediumship, practicing mediumship, which is what this is, and basic fundamentals of mediumship. So there's a Journey Within organization, Journey Within Church it is, but it's Journey Within org, that's her address. And you can look at the events, and I'm there on the 16th and 17th. And Janet is a person I've known for many, many years. And let me do a little bit of her background. So Janet was a former nun, Catholic nun, okay, which I got along really well with her because I was a former going to be a priest. So there we go. She was a medium since she was born. She was born as a medium since birth. She has conscious memories of spirit communication since the age of 4. As a young adult, Janet entered religious life and spent 5 years as a Catholic nun. After leaving the convent, she felt drawn to work with her mediumship and received extensive training to polish her gift. She now teaches and demonstrates mediumship internationally. She's a co-founder of Journey Within School for Mediumship, which is the best in the country that I've witnessed. Okay, so that's why I'm really here want to tell you about this, because the Journey Within has mediums from all over the world that come there, because Janet's so well respected all over the world. And her church is New Jersey, everything's of course on Zoom now. So I would definitely check out the Journey Within for your mediumship, for School of Mediumship. It's the best place to go. Better than Lilydale, I could say. She's a member of Lilydale, I could say that. She is a pastor and founder of Journey Within, a center of spiritual evolvement. She has appeared and demonstrated mediumship live at numerous radio programs. She has been a focus of several newspaper articles. Janet treasures the gift of her mediumship and proves extremely evidentiary. So she continues to reside in New Jersey, where school, church, and private practice thrive. I did 3 demonstrations with her, and I was just blown away. I was blown away. And she's one of the easiest mediums to work with when I'm doing a Zoom. She when I work with in a Zoom demonstration, but it's so great. And she's a medium who has your back. So for 2 mediums working together, you're not always sure if the medium gets you or they're secure enough, whatever. And Janet is just Janet. She was great, easy to work with, no airs, just gives the messages. Fantastic. So please check out the Journey Within org, okay? And please come to my classes too, please, because we can talk a lot longer, and I can give you some great practical mediumship advice and tests and exams and practicums and all those sort of things. So that's on her website. Okay. Good morning, sunny Australia. Hello, Jenna. Okay. Lori Smith. Hi, Lori Smith. I'm learning. Okay. You're learning the observation mode. Okay. Sorry, honey. Observation from you. Yes. Over the time. You've talked about it on SoulCARE. Yes. I found it extremely valuable. Thank you, James. Love to you, Brian, Macy Boo. And Lori Boo passed away. So Boo died in his sleep 2 weeks ago. But it was done very nice. He did naturally. He just woke up in the morning. Brian woke up in the morning and Boo wasn't there. So, but he's had communication with him, incredible communication. So Brian's great. I'll do it now. We're both good. And Maisie's just starting to get over her grief. So she's in bed. Thanks for your love, sweetheart. Okay. We have Tammy K. Smith here. I like this. I often thought throughout my life can tell when I'm trouble and is coming or something exciting is going to come, like 2 weeks ahead of the time. But my premonitions always come out true. Should I be scared? Okay, you can't be scared. Don't be scared. No fear. Don't be scared. That is not a natural way for you, scared. Fear can be a motivator in its way, but it can get out of whack and really take us over. So you don't want that. I think fear comes into the unknown. When something unknown to us, we immediately go into that fear mode because it's survival of the fittest. It's our survival mode we're going into. And if there's information we're not sure of, or just think of it when the pioneers would go to a new land from the seas, and look at a new land, they weren't sure it was on that island or that land, and they didn't know that fight or flight. They'd be very aware for their lives. They'd be very defensive, if you will. So we go back to that. So I think the more knowledge you have, the better you are. Knowledge is definitely power, without a doubt. So you don't need to be scared. You need to be more curious and to really start working on your psychic ability, your intuition, which is the easiest muscle, I think, to develop. I really do. It's even easier than biceps and chests and all that sort of thing. It's a muscle which you're born with. We're a sixth sense. We are a sixth sense. We have 6 senses, not 5 senses. You can call it instinct, whatever you want to call that, the label you want to put on that knowingness. But you had it from birth as well, because you would not have been able to survive as an embryo, as a fetus, embryo, baby, because there's communication with your mom in that time, and it's done on a telepathic level, and it's done on an intuitive telepathic level. And same thing after we're born, there's a channel with you and your mom where there's an intuitive channel, there's a telepathic channel that you're able to speak on that level, because that's how you survive. She knows when you're hungry, she knows when things need to be done. She has that intuition, mother's intuition as well. So it's a part of you, which I think needs to come to the surface now. So for many of us, that intuition goes dormant. And it usually goes dormant for the age about 8, 9 years of age, when you go to school and formal setting of school, and you have to be taught mentally and retain information, and you kind of forget about the heart space and how you feel about things instead of what you think about. That's where you get to thinking. And we sometimes then push the feelings down. But during life, whether it's going to be a situation that occurs that snaps open, or something on our own journey of discovery during our life, many times that soul will come to that moment where they have to really use their intuition. And it's because it's been denied for so long. Some people think that, oh God, I shouldn't use this. This isn't right for me. This is foreign to me. When really it isn't at all. It's actually, it's you. It's a part of you. And the moment you start doing works and practice with the intuition on a regular basis, you'll find, wow, this is a strong part of me, which I don't believe I haven't used it more, or I haven't used it in a conscious way, maybe an unconscious way. But you can use it in a conscious way too. And then it becomes integrated in a very daily way for you. So it'll be good to use your intuition. So I have a psychic portals class on my school page. It's an intuition course there. Would be very good for you for the psychic work. But it's very important to get that done in the lifetime. Yeah. Okay. Thanks, sweetheart. Let's see. Good morning from Australia. Good morning. I just received my gifts. Clairaudience had some. This is from Tunica. Okay, which is a long way. Let's see, you get it back. I give the clairaudience. There you go. Thanks, Renee. Just received my gifts. My clairaudience had come through this. This is what I needed in my life. My gifts saved me. It's very true. So now, Tunica, that you discovered it, now it's for you to develop it now. And don't get in the head, get in the heart. So expand your heart space, expand that feelings, and that will help with your clairaudience. Yeah. Good. It's just the beginning. There's a lot more to it. Okay. Thanks, sweetheart. Okay. Yes, 22nd of January, I'll be doing spirit messages. So it's on my website. So please, if you want to go buy tickets for that, you may do so. Please do that. And it'll be me doing messages all night. Okay. Thank you. Now, this is a good one. Jennifer Barkley, what should I do with my life? Jennifer, it's your life. It's not my life. What do you want to do with your life? Right? You can go to my website if you want to get a reading for a psychic. Carolyn Mumlow is my favorite one there. She's best there. I mean, she's one of the best. That I think that's where I'd go to. But it's your life. You got to think what you want. You know, no one can tell you it for you. You got to do it yourself, right? Okay. And you know, every psychic will tell you what you're good at, and you'll know. They go, oh, I know this. They just validate what you know already, really. Okay. Thank you, Joyce. You've been a fan many years. Thank you very much. So mediumship, something regarding the class here. This is going to be basic fundamentals mediumship lesson practices. I'm going to do some meditations, but I'm going to have you do actual work with another person. It's going to be all Zoom. So we have breakout rooms, and in one exercise you'll be the client, and then you'll be the medium. So I'll do both ways. And it's all different types of mediumship we're going to start with. But we're also going to include psychic phenomena, psychic ability, intuition 101. I'll be teaching you grounding work. I'll be teaching you about colors, how to use colors. I'll be teaching you how to see beyond the physical and get right to the heart of the matter of the soul that you're working with. So I work a lot with the auric field and getting into the makeup of that soul that you're working with. It's an interesting one. You have to take a class like this. So incorporate that and incorporate the truths about mediumship, how is mediumship different from psychic phenomena, and we also do groups. We'll do a group reading too for people. Yeah, and I'll be helping you along the way, so no problem. So please join me. Okay, that's what the class is about. So I'm going to ask you about that. Okay. Good morning. Good morning. Okay. Hello, Teresa Brooks from West Virginia. I was taught when I was younger, on the age 10 to 12, about intuition and using my mind's eye. I was brought up spiritual, and my daddy was a medium. Well, Teresa, that's great. Are you doing anything with it? Just curious. And not that you have to, but just an interesting background. Be curious. Can my 12-year-old granddaughter? Yes, of course she can, Christine. Have your 12-year-old granddaughter join. She probably can tell us everything. She's the wise one, right? So messages, Eileen, messages will be the 22nd of January. It's at 4 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. So if you want to put that in your calendar, that's when we're doing messages. Okay. Thank you, Laura. Great to see you, honey. It's going so fast. Good to meet you. Lara Zill, I'm sorry about your husband passing on October 2nd. That's a very tough thing. Wow. So you got to start at the beginning. Many times, in the case your time as well here, and so there are many times we have a spirit, a partner, a family member, a child who pass over before us, and it forces us to go under a spiritual path. And I think that's what, with your husband, I think that's what happened. I think it's going to force you to start exploring this world even more so. And sometimes we find that we're actually mediums ourselves. We don't find out until someone passes over, and then we start getting involved with the fundamentals of mediumship and developing it and building up the power. And wow, before we know it, we're actual mediums. So that's another way of getting into mediumship. September done. Do I remember you? You have to be more than that. Give me some clues. Oh, Jamie Andrew H. Who was Andrew H? Jamie Butler is the best medium on the planet. Click her YouTube channel out and stop wasting your time with a con artist. Oh, that's not very nice, is it? Let's delete her. Him or her, isn't it what he is? Yeah, thanks, Andrew. That's very lively. Good day. Good day, love. Have a good time now. Yeah, we ever get people like that, which is sad in a way. Just the whole thing of doing something like that, advertising, it's dirty, right? That's not nice. So that's too good. So we delete that person, wish them well, and let's push them on their way. Of it's just your fear. You feel sorry for people like that because they have empathy. It's fear. They're fear based. Their whole lives have been fear. So they act out in this way. But you imagine what their lives are like. Poor things. Poor things. Elena Espiro. What happens to a widower? A widower remarries after transition? That's a good question. You go to the original person you're married to, or the one you're with. It's a very good one because you go to, when you pass over, you go to that space, that connection, who there is the same love, amount of love, the balance of love, there's an affinity that equalizes each other. So you will find your true love in the spirit world. We love you for exactly that, and there's a great connection between you. So I've had clients where parents have come through and said, oh, we were married 50 years, but over here we're not together anymore. We see each other, but we're not together. And a lot of people that happens to my parents, same thing, or they're in different places and different waves or different realms, they call them. So it's here, like I often say the analogy of, I like to use like the United States, or one country, but many states. So you could be together in this country, spirit world, but you're in a different state. You're in a different state. Same thing there. Patty McLaughlin. Hi, James. I had music before surgery that no one else could be. Then else could hear. What was that? My spirits? Thank you. It could be Patty. It's hard to say. It could be their spirits coming to tell you things are going to be fine. But you have to have a certain amount of clairaudience there too. So you're probably very clairaudient, and that needs to be developed. So you can hear music much more often. That's what I would say it could be. So that's possibly good. I'm searching went well. Yes. Now here's a Leslie Flager. This is a great question. Like, that's a good question. Can one spirit? There you go. Can one spirit with two humans at once? Yes. So one of the great things when we work with in the other dimensions, right? So with the fourth or sixth dimension, remember that our third dimension laws do not apply to other dimensions. So things that we can do here, we cannot do there, and vice versa. So, for instance, you can only be in one place one time in the physical world, the three-dimensional world. So, if you want to go to another state or another country, you have to take a plane ride. When you enter this, the world of spirit, one of the properties of there is when you think of things, it occurs. It manifests because you're in a mental vibration, a mental dimension. And it seems as if you can split, if you will, or as part of who you are, you can go several places at once. So you can visit a family member in another country or in your own hometown. Or it's really interesting, but I don't know how they do it, but it goes along with that dimension that they're able to be in several places at once. They can certainly do that. It'll be interesting to find out, won't it? And I gather when we pass over to the other side, we'll be, oh, that's right. Now I remember we're able to do that because, we come back on this earth, we go through what's called the valley of forgetfulness, and we forget certain truths because we wouldn't be able to do our work here if we kept on knowing about the things over here. So that's why it's we're not able to be aware of them fully down here in the three dimensions until we go home and graduate. Yeah, good. Okay, let's see what else we got. Good questions, you guys. Elisa, I like your question. I just got, it's a review of life you're talking about here. Wow. It's going so quick, actually. Yeah. I like smudging. Smudging is good. Smudging is clearing the energy. Remember, smudging is very good. Anything is good to use for as far as protection, if you want that, or to open up a space, cleanse the energy. So that tool is very good. But more importantly than the tool, you have to have the thought and the intention behind it. That's more important than the actual device, if you will. So I'm going to clear, I'm going to break up particles of density here. I'm going to bring only light into the space with this smudging that you can do. But beforehand is also an intention, a prayer, anything. Really, it's a blessing. That's a great thing to get into, the blessings. Blessings happen every day in our lives. We can send a blessing, a prayer. Own your power. I now will give this power, and this is my thing here. We got to give her back to ourselves and stop giving our power away. But if we bless a certain space, or we call something a certain thing what it is for you, that's what it is, and that's what you got to live by. Not what other people think. It's your space. It's your thing to do. No one has a right to invade your space without your you're letting them. No one has the right to abuse your space, abuse you. Not unless you let them. So you got to be careful of boundaries. I think life in this physical world is all about boundaries. And because we're thrown here together, all souls of all different levels, there are baby souls who are unaware and they think that evil and hurting and that's powerful. They love that. Or the spirits that are postgraduate souls think about, healing and love, compassion, benevolence. That's the other extreme, see? And then you have all those souls in the middle grades and they're still trying to figure things out. So every day we're definitely thrown with all these different souls. That's why I think the boundary work is important because you never know who's going to throw you, the pitch that you're not aware of, right? Slow ball. So just be aware of that. Just be observant. It helps. Okay. I get off on these tangents. Okay, here's what's your best suggestion? What's your best advice to give me confidence to keep going on my spiritual journey, Justine? Well, Justine, how does someone really keep on a spiritual journey? To me, it's a breath I breathe. So it's not something I have to look forward to. It's getting a mindset into a space that you are a soul having a human experience, and that's really who you are. You're a soul. All of us are souls having a human experience. We're not humans first. We're souls first. So getting into that sense of who you are, as far as that's who you really are, I think that needs to be explored more and understand that more. So more you understand your who you are, your origin, I think then you'll get into it really, really nicely. Very important. There's a great book called Spiritual Unfoldment, and it's by White Eagle. Anything done with White Eagle is the best. White Eagle was a guide that was channeled by Grace Cook in England in 1940s. And there are many books, but the three that I recommend the most for people like yourself is a Spiritual Unfoldment 1 and 2. Those are great. That'll say everything for you. Spiritual Unfoldment 1 and 2. And it talks about, just having that awareness that the great spirit, that you're part of that great, wonderful God head, that God light, and that we should use that accordingly every day because we're pretty incredible. And everybody else is incredible too. And we got to treat them with respect and love, see? Just getting your mind around that and working from that soul point of view, it'll be very natural to you because that's who we are. We're naturally we're spirit. So it's food for the soul. These books that you read, put yourself around people who are like-minded people. I told about my school I love, that I didn't expect it, but it happened. That many of the students are now good friends, lifetime friends, because they have the same interest, if you will. So that worked out very well, I must say. So finding people of like-mindedness, but opening up yourself to that way of living. It's all like the air you breathe. Okay. Here's Jenna Karen. I got bullied to my beliefs of God, angels, and house spirits. Talk to me and my psychic abilities. Oh, there you go. I get bullied to my beliefs of God, angels, and house spirits. Talk to me and my psychic abilities. I don't know what to do. Well, Jenna, I'm sure many of us in your space have probably been killed before in a past life because of our belief systems. You probably wouldn't be here if you didn't. So it's a good thing because I was going to say this earlier, but now you make me say it now. We are the light workers. In other words, you have to be yourself. And what other people think of you is none of your business. You can't live by the people's belief systems. Or I was bullied too as a kid. I was beaten up. I was beaten up everywhere. I was beaten up in school. I was beaten up in my family. I was beaten up in the seminary. And I was like, why am I beaten up all the time? Why are people bullying me? I'm just me. I think years later, looking back at it, my energy, it was my light, my energy that they could not consciously be aware of, but as souls, they knew that something was there and it intimidated them. It intimidated them to such a point they had to act out. So that's interesting because I went to see a healer many, many years ago, early 90s probably. And he said to me, oh, I didn't know who it was at all. He said, oh, it's good to see another healer. I said, oh, thank you. So he sat and he did a session with me. And he said, well, I'm going to tell you the reason why you came back short in stature. I never think of myself as short in stature, but he said you came back short in stature, which I am, 5'5". He said, because your energy is so large that it would intimidate people and you wouldn't be able to give them the message then about changing consciousness of this planet. Because your energy, they wouldn't listen to you because you'd be too intimidating. But you came back a shorter physical stature, they can hear you, they can see you, they can be with that. Makes sense. So same with you, Jenna. You have the energy. I think sometimes people just have a sense of, again, if they don't understand it, they go against it. And it's up to us, people like yourself and all of us here, probably a lot of people here are light workers or curious about it or lost somebody that brought them here, that we got to change this planet. We got to change, and we're doing it. We are doing it. More light, more awareness, I've done this 40 years and I've seen a big changes happen. So keep on keeping on and educate people about this. When we're here to change the paradigm. Paradigm is a belief system, the way people believe. And paradigm with religion, by the way, and the dogma, it's a big deal because people are really ingrained in those belief systems, that dogma, that's the way it is. And to change someone's belief system, the possibility of changing belief system, to even like get an eye up, like, that's a big deal, big deal. And we're ready for it. People are ready for it. They're ready for it. But people, it just goes into their own sense of themselves, the relationship they have with themselves. It's scary for a lot of people to start something new, something that they have to take responsibility for. See, a lot of people don't want to take responsibility. A lot of people find it much easier to follow this religion, follow those rules, I'm take responsibility, just do that. And you're not going to get off that way. You can't do that because you'll have to come back and really begin to have a relationship with yourself. So no soul bypass here. You got to really get into it. And listen, and every religion has bits of the truth, that any religion has all the truth. My religion, if any, is love. And I love people all different places and spaces they find themselves. But there's also limits too. Like I said before, you got boundaries, no abuse at all. It's not right. So anyway, that's why people, and many out there, I'm sure they're watching this, have had the same situation where people say things to them that that's fine. And we just had it with that other guy. So, people learning all different levels, and that's fine. Okay. Thank you, sweetie. Laura Flores, live in honesty and truth. Love, yes, that's it. Live in honesty and truth, love and light. Work on selfishness. There you go. Self-centered, lack of love to the most natural state of your own Holy Spirit body. Very true, Laura. Thank you for that. Very true. There's a lovely physicist named Tom Campbell I talk about a lot, and he wrote a book called The Big Toe, right? It's very interesting. He talks about love and fear. He comes from also a physician. And he talks about people that live in fear tend to be selfish people, because people that live in fear is constantly bringing energy into themselves to try to love themselves. They don't love themselves, so they're trying to bring things themselves to love themselves, and they can't do that, so they become selfish, right? But people that are loving, unconditional love, they're just giving out. So that's the difference there, isn't it? And fear, F-E-A-R, false ego appearing real. So again, these souls, as Tom mentions, got to grow up. We're here to grow up. We're here to go take the school to grow up, right? And we're only going to grow up if we take responsibility and learn to love ourselves and not to let other people tell us who we are, what we are. Doesn't matter what other people think of us. It's none of our business. Our business is right here. That's us. We can't blame other people. We got to take responsibility for our own choices that we've made in life. Maybe the world gave us situations which we have hurt us, maybe, or traumatized us in some way. Yes, but they're also, you chose them before you came back on this earth to learn about your strengths, to learn about another way of looking at something, to learn about forgiveness. So all different reasons why. If we look at the universe as one big place of love, and that they have certain school modules of schooling, and this earth is just one of them of many millions, then we take a whole different perspective, which is, I think we have to, because if we don't, you get caught up in this human entrapment of the human. And I mean, this is everything. This is it. This is a very small part of it. Someone in the audience once asked me what the spirit world say as far as the earth world. Where's the spiritual evolution of the earth in regard to the totality of everything? And the guides were laughing at me, and I could tell. I didn't know what they were going to say. But they said, well, the earth is like a grain of sand on the beach. That's how many universes and galaxies exist that we humans can understand and are comprehended in our human three-dimensional world at this point. Interesting. So we got to have a larger picture. Hallucinogenic heart. Oh, I love that, Chelsea. That's great. Hallucinogenic heart. Love that. That's great. That's lovely. Wow. I think I'm so fast. Stephanie, Melanie, what would be more helpful to assist us in going through a dimension? I heard, Stephanie. What would be more helpful to assist us with shifting into fifth dimension? Well, you mean that the mental body is aware that you're shifting to fifth dimension because you're already there otherwise, right? It's just the physical part, the mental part of you, and the physical at this time and space. You want to get that part in there. So Tom Campbell is just speaking about, has some wonderful workshops about leaving the body. out-of-body experiences. He learned a lot from the Monroe Institute, which is very famous in Virginia Beach, and he worked a lot with them. I was very much involved with him earlier as well. So there are ways of doing that and training-wise with Tom Campbell or Monroe Institute. They work with HeliSync, which is balance the hemispheres of the brain, and it slowly takes you away. Meditation also, a conscious meditation could do that. So there are different ways in, but that's a meditative experience, changing the levels of awareness. Tom Campbell specializes in that. Look them up, okay? Linda Miller having trouble remembering your dreams. Keep a dream journal next to your bed. That will help you remember. Trust me. Hi, James. Any thoughts on what's going to happen with the craziness in the world right now, Heather? Heather, I wish I knew. I wish I knew. It's a crazy time, isn't it? It's an interesting time. At that, really, things are happening for the first time ever in this earth. You know, I just say get in observation mode, more of the crazy, and just sit back and watch it go by, because it's like, wow, it's interesting. I wouldn't judge it. I'd see what you can do within yourself, changing your world. I said at the very beginning of COVID, that's time for us to go back home, which is go within yourself, your own soul. It's an opportunity that your soul will never get again. But this opportunity is to sit and be quiet, get in the quiet of yourself, changing your values if you have to, reassessing your life, the people in your life. Now is the time to clean house if you have to. And, you know, things are going to happen around us left and right. There's going to be things going off left and right. You know, we don't die. There's no death. But, you know, we're going through a major growth period in this earth right now, major transformation. So things happen quickly. They really do. So I'm doing a show tonight, by the way, Both Sides Now and Beyond. It's right here on Facebook and YouTube. And my good friend Kelly White, there it is. That's tonight, Monday at 6 o'clock. And we're going to talk about consequences. It's going to be a great show. It's about what you give out, you get back. So we can call it karma if you want, but we're going to talk about the giving back, or karmic, the obligation, really. Well, once you set something in motion, there's an action reaction. You've got to be up for the reaction. So it doesn't go one way, it goes both ways. So before you send out a thought, before you act on something, before you say a simple word, realize that that's just thrown out to the universe, and it's all around you. People can see it all around you, even clairaudience, spirits. So when you pass over to the side, you get like a listing, if you will, and you see everything you've said, thought, or done. And you see it, feel it, and experience it over again. So, consequences tonight, 6 o'clock, and we'll talk all about that. It'll be a very interesting show tonight. Very important show. Okay. Wow. Sinclair, Maine, Christine, very good. Nice. I've never been there. Here's one from Esha. Yes, Elisha, Carl, can you have vibrations from people that are still alive, and do they both dream what you're experiencing? It's a great question. There you go. Can you have visitations from a spirit that are still alive? The answer is yes, you can, because we leave our bodies at night, we go to sleep. All physical beings do that, so they can travel astrally to your space, no doubt about it. Or you can meet them somewhere else. Happens all the time. Do they both dream what you're experiencing? We all have our own dreams, but at spaces and places, again, you can go to the same place, but they might see it differently than how you see it. So that's interesting. And, you know, when we talk about the spirit world, and when you go over there, one spirit, they talk about different realms and levels, but one spirit could see something with like diamonds and gold and blues, and another spirit can be the same place, and they can see just squares and lines. So it all depends, you know, on that person. But yes, you can have this dream feel still alive. Happens all the time. Good question. Smart. Hello, everyone. Hello from Australia. Amazing. Dreams are really important. Thank you from Portugal. I don't interpret dreams. No, I don't do that. Denise Lynn does that. She's incredible, Denise Lynn. She's a associate of mine from Hay House. And Denise Lynn is a very kind person. I'm probably going to do something this year with her. I'm hoping to do my school. But look up Denise Lynn. She has dream interpretation. Okay, which is great. Thank you. You're welcome. Hello from California, Leah. Hi, Leah. I remember your name. Vancouver, hello. Your boyfriend that passed away is always in my dreams. Yeah, the number one way for a spirit to communicate is a dream state, because you're not in control of that conscious state and you're relaxed, and then you can meet them on that level. The number one way. So it's important to have a dream journal next to you so you can record those crossovers when they happen, because they happen all the time, but the conscious mind doesn't always pick it up or retain it in the morning. Yeah, it's why it's important to have that dream journal. I've awakened in the middle of the night because of my dream journal. I knew there's a message I had to write, or a song, or a book. So that's important. I'm working on a new book right now too, by the way. Just started. Spirit gave me 2 weeks ago, so I'm doing it, and it's a different book that I've ever done before. It's a fiction book, so we'll see. It'll be a fun story. I don't know what it's gonna be yet, but I'm working on it. Hello, cheers. Candy Johnson said, do you feel that a person who experiences loss and a serious illness can outgrow, there we go, can outgrow the person that they were, and also, let's do it slowly. I'm old. Okay. Do you feel that a person who experiences loss and serious illness, yes, those are major lessons, right, in themselves, that the person that they were, well, they're still the same person, but different experiences, right? And also outgrow their job. So okay, I know the typing thing. So this is interesting, Candy. So yeah, it's always the same soul, right? So the soul gets on different conditions that they put themselves through, or happens to them, situations where it's illness or family disturbances or whatever it might happen. And that soul it's still the same soul, but there are different experiences that hopefully will make it expand or look at something with a different perspective than they used to have before. It's almost like a meditation I love called the mountain, and the trees grow on the mountain, and the trees go through all different seasons. There's a summer, and there's fall, there's winter, there's spring, and it's constantly changing. All these seasons are changing those trees. Some trees are burned up in a fire. Some trees just fall down. Some trees just are seedlings, but the mountain stays the same, right? But the conditions on that mountain change, but the soul is the same. So it's kind of like that this whole, you'll expand your soul awareness and humility and empathy. Yeah. And so what you think, you become. So you use those conditions to create a better life for yourself, to create better circumstances and conditions for yourself. And that's really why you put yourself through those things, to create better conditions for you. And when you have better conditions for yourself, you'll feel happier, you'll feel more loving of self, and then you're able to give that out easier to other people. That's how it works. But we have to give ourselves a break. We're human, we're souls having human experience, and the human can be very critical of self. So we're just going to breathe. Let it go. Let it go. That's it. We always are breathing, even unconsciously, we're breathing. So just be aware. Just things happen, but don't let them hold on to you. Don't hold on to those, any negative things. Don't hold on to them. Don't give them space. Okay? All right. Okay, a lot of people call me, wow. All right, this is Krishanda Anderson, because I saw you 3 times, Krishanda. So let me, oh yeah, great, thanks. Renee's fast. Krishanda, why do I feel like some of my relatives are still around me if they passed, but others I no longer feel connected to? That's a great question. So that makes sense, because there will be those who are connected to you maybe more, or you're aware of them because there's a connection there, there's an affinity there. And there are other relatives that we maybe weren't as close to. So that's probably why. Also, though, we have to remember that there are some souls that pass over, relatives, who may come back around us more often because maybe there's an interest there. Maybe they want to work with us on another level, that they can influence and inspire us from a spiritual point of view. And we can call them our guides or teachers. That might be something there too. And you just might be aware of their energy. There's certain energies of some souls that you're able to pick up easier than others. So those are my 2 explanations of that. Could be several others, but those are 2 I'm going to tell you right now that I can think of. It's good. Yeah. Okay. Hi. Hello. Francesca Vavero is asking, how can you recognize your family or people you knew in the planet when you pass over in other dimensions? It's great question, Francesca. It's great. So the souls that are together in the spirit world before they come back into this incarnation, they know that soul. They recognize that soul, the characteristics of the soul, the blueprint of that soul. We just know that soul because there's an affinity that we're a part of each other. And when you're a soul group, there's an extra sense of that connection, that we have something each other needs, or we're together, symbiotic, I guess you'd say. So it's interesting because it doesn't matter how many lifetimes we knew each other, because we knew each other lifetimes. We worked as characters, mothers, fathers, children, friends, partners. But the soul recognizes that soul connection. That's what we do. So it doesn't matter what personalities, because when you pass over to spirit side, you'll see your soul and all the past lives as one being, and you'll see all those personalities, and it's just so vast there. But the soul will recognize that of the soul. It just happens. There's infinity there. So yes, you and there's a certain soul group that we come evolved together with. So they want to make sure that you're all intact together, and you evolve to the next lesson, to the next chapter, if you will. So there's no way you not remember them. And it doesn't matter if someone's reincarnated, because again, that's another aspect of that soul. But you'll recognize that soul and say, oh yeah, that part is over there. But the ones you've had a recent experience with in this lifetime, those are the ones that will be waiting for you. You'll recognize them because it's the most recent lifetime you've had with them. So they stay into that whole soul group is connected again. Okay, it's a whole interesting world, isn't it? That's why I like to teach, because it's very interesting. Thanks, Ashla, thank you. Hello from Canada. Hello. Oh, thank you, Tamara. Thank you. How many lifetimes do we experience? As many as you want. So there's not a limit to it. So lifetimes mean in the earth, because there are millions of places else to go. So right now, as you're experiencing lifetime on this earth, you can experience these earth lifetimes in different spaces and places. So you get to choose whatever you want to, and you usually will choose with guides or teachers there who assist you in learning what would be the best opportunities for your soul and your group to evolve. And that might mean next lifetime you become a father, and your other souls will be children, or you switch things around for the best opportunities for soul growth for yourself and your soul group. It's the easiest way I can answer that. Okay. Tell us about the next 9 days. Scott, I don't know about the next 9 days, but tonight, if you tune into Both Sides Down and Beyond, Kelly White will be able to tell you. She's an astrologer as well, incredible astrologer. It's not going to be an easy time. I know that. She mentioned that. The 10th, I think, and the 20th, there's also have some squares. So tonight, I'll ask her about that if you want to tune into the show. Okay. Susie Wright wants to know, do we absolutely need to return to Earth dimension if we haven't completed our experiences here, completed our life lessons? Well, Susie, good question. So do we have to you don't have to return here. No, you do not have to. But if you came back here to learn certain lessons, let's say forgiveness, let's say compassion, let's say patience, let's say loving self, whatever it might be. And when you pass over to the spirit side of life, and you look back at your life and your life review, you are your own judge and jury. So you'll be able to tell if you had enough experiences, if you didn't pass that test, or if you'd like to do some more practicing, or maybe take a little respite time on the spirit side of life, or go. You can do that. There's no time. You evolve when you evolve. That's really what it's about, sweetheart. It's really what it's about. So again, we put human three-dimensional rules onto other dimensions. Can't do that because we're not human. We're souls. And a soul doesn't know time. A soul only knows experiences, if you will, and love, and the absence of love. That's it. Okay. A couple more, then I think we have a skedoodle. I'm going to take everyone's time up. Here's Martine Mev, which is loveliest angel sign from, I lost her. Loveliest angel sign from your heart soul. White feather just falls down. No bird seen. Was awesome. Had twice. Martine, that's lovely, that sign. It's incredible. God bless you. So let me tell you something there. This is my theory. The more that you're open to those signs, and the more you're aware that can happen, it kind of opens up that space for the spirit world to come in and to be able to materialize more signs, because you're open to it so they can use the energy. You're not blocked, not closed. So good for you. Again, another way to become open is to get these signs like that and then follow through with it. Very good. Okay. How about one more then? I don't know. There's one about testing positive for COVID here, but Newsy Nifi Ravas. I destroyed your name. I'm so sorry. We all just tested positive for corona. My husband, there you go. My husband and I and five children. Sorry to hear that, honey. Do you know where it came from, or where you exposed? Oof. Because my dad, who is a fallen officer, or my uncles who just passed, my uncle who just passed, have a message for us. Um, Gosh, that's an interesting one. I don't do that. I don't. You have to do a psychic reading online. Um, I just feel you'll be fine. I don't want you to get negative. I don't feel negative there. It's gonna be hard because your uncle just passed, so you're gonna get in that mindset of that. But there are a lot more people that do not die from corona. A lot more, quite a bit, than do. So I think you're in that space. So be positive about that. And where'd you get it from? That's something you got to look at. Okay. Somebody, one more. I see 3 digits, mostly repetitive numbers. Most unlicensed place. Could that be a sign from my mom? Indeed, it could be. When you see signs like that, ask who's there. That's the best thing to do. So I got to run, and I'll be on tonight at 6 o'clock for Both Sides Now and Beyond. And look forward to answering your questions then too, and joining us for our topic, consequences. And I'll be back next week with SoulCARE. Thank you, everybody. God bless you. And positivity. That's what happens.